Colin Kaepernick last week worked out for the Las Vegas Raiders, hasn't played since 2016. He had a workout back in 2017 with the Seahawks, but now he's back. He's getting buzzing again. They said he looked good. Lots of positive takeaways from the workout with the Raiders. Aaron, what are your thoughts on him working out? And really, disregard that question. I want to get into something much deeper here with this. We've talked about Kaepernick before many of times where it's like, oh, it's a distraction. If he had a good workout and he shows the potential of being a good backup quarterback, should the Raiders sign him because of all the distractions there? Does him being a good, solid back quarterback outweigh the distractions that he brings to this team?
In a way, yes. Look, I don't have a problem with Colin Kaepernick getting an opportunity to play football. And I think that's what the big conversation's been about. It's the blackballing of him not being allowed an opportunity to play the game of football. The biggest thing I have a problem with is, okay, he has a good workout, but where's that energy going to be when we talk about a player that hasn't played the position in 6 years? Because I remember a conversation last year who somebody didn't play football for a while, and I came on here and defended them and say, okay, if he deserves an opportunity, give him one. And the entire NFL media, all the NFL analysts were outraged because he wasn't successful the first time around in Tim Tebow. And again, this goes to a conversation that's bigger than just Colin Kaepernick. This man hasn't played football for 6 years. So if he can come out and have a good workout and a team wants to give him an opportunity, I'm all for that. But I don't want those same individuals that last year were crying about this guy hasn't played in 6 years. It's a different game. He doesn't deserve an opportunity. There's other guys that have been working harder to get that opportunity and then not have that same energy towards Colin Kaepernick because we're scared it's some social injustice movement or he was blackballed, so he deserves something more than somebody else. And I have a real issue with the quarterback position being the leader of a franchise and you not playing the game in 6 or 7 years. That's a long time. And let's not forget when he left, he was 1-10 his last year, 2-6 the year before that, and he wasn't very good. So again, we can look at the 12-4 season and say, hey, he took him to the Super Bowl. But outside of that, what's his record? His total record as a starting quarterback is 28-30. It's not special. He's never done anything special. So I have concerns with him playing after 6 years.
Okay.
I think when it comes to the Tebow thing, it was a little different this past time because he was switching positions. And I know that's what a lot of people had an issue with, the fact that there are kids who played tight end all their life trying to get to the league, and he's taking a spot, just switching a position, trying to get back to the league. Even still, I understand your point there. When it comes to the Kaepernick of it all, I honestly don't think the distractions are going to last long. If he gets signed, I think the first couple weeks you might have a conversation. But again, it's been 6 years. You'll get your answers out of him. I don't think Colin Kaepernick is the type of dude that you're asking every week, when is he going to start? Because I don't think anyone thinks he should be coming in the league to be a starting QB.
Yeah, I don't think it's those type of distractions, though. I think that there's still people – not myself. I think there's still people, though, out there that have a problem with what Colin Kaepernick stands for. And I think that type of problem and distraction is going to linger throughout the season. Now, what I think, though, is like looking at like the backup quarterbacks on the Raiders roster right now, traded for Jarrett Stidham. They have Nick Mullins as well. So to me, I don't know if there's a good enough practice that Colin Kaepernick could have that would make me say, okay, I want to bring him in to be my second or third string quarterback. Because I do think that a Nick Mullins or Jarrett Stidham they're not phenomenal players by any means, but I do think I would rather have them as my backup quarterback than a Colin Kaepernick.
And they fit that kind of play style too, those other two. Kaepernick's a different kind of a power arm sort of quarterback. I mean, we don't know what he is. We haven't seen him in a little while. But to your point a little bit earlier, talking about there's been a lot of bad PR around the Raiders. And maybe this is an attempt to get good PR by bringing him in for a workout or something. But, I mean, there's so much going on with that organization. If I was them, I'd honestly step back on the back burner a little bit and try not to have anything around my franchise in any factor of anything. But I think it's good that he is getting a workout and a shot because he deserves one. And, I mean, this is a chance for him to showcase if he still has it or not. And by the workout, it sounds like he does. So obviously, if he's fine with taking a backup role, I know that was a thing in the past where he wants to start. Dude, you haven't played in a while, so we got to be all right with the backup role. And then if your number gets called, there you go. But it's good to see him back on the football field, and hopefully he gets a shot.
I don't think that I hate these kind of situations because I hate workouts. Because we do this all the time. He's a big, strong, physical guy. He throws the ball pretty far. So he's accurate in a workout with no pads on and no defense and no cornerbacks. And like every quarterback that comes out of college, every year when we rate these guys, oh man, this quarterback had a great workout. This quarterback had a great workout. Guys, even the guys that go undrafted, man, he had a great workout. Like you can't tell whether he can still play football until he's signed. That's the problem. So somebody has to take that leap and say, okay, we're going to allow him to come in, put the pads on. Let's see him in practice every day and see if he's really got it. And then that team can say, you know what, you're going to make our roster or not make our roster. I think that needs to happen. All this come work out for my team. It does nothing because every workout is going to look the same. He's going to be big. He's going to be strong. He's going to be fast because he's in good shape. He's going to have a good arm because he has a good arm. But can he read a coverage? Can he put the ball where it needs to be when there's a defensive pass rush on him? Those things are things we questioned when he played football. Now, 6 years removed, how did he get better at that? Because he hasn't had the experience. That's my biggest question.
Let me give you a different perspective or a different way of looking at this and a question towards you that I don't think has been asked really many of times before. You just brought up the fact that you're right. There is no way of determining whether Colin Kaepernick still has it or not because of just a simple workout, because everyone looks good in a workout. And if you don't look good in a workout, well, you really just do suck. What should Colin Kaepernick be doing right now to get him a shot? Do you think he should be trying to actually go into maybe like one of the semi-pro league, like maybe an arena football, maybe not arena football league, but like a league like the USFL or maybe the Canadian Football League, because he's not it's going to be hard to get that first contract.
I thought about that. I don't think it would hurt. Like if you go to the USFL and play and say, hey, look what I did in the USFL, like that's just added proof that you can play the position. I think for Colin Kaepernick, it's really to the point of distraction, though. I think this is the only thing teams are wrestling with, because you can look at a physical specimen like him and say, I can find a place for him as one of my top 3 quarterbacks on most teams. And then say, okay, we're going to give you a shot, maybe even as a 4th quarterback in training camp. To me, it's about him having conversations with these organizations saying, hey, look, I'm not here to be a distraction. I simply want to try to play football. I'm not here to take a knee. I'm not here for a social injustice movement. I'm here to come in, learn. I'm willing to take a backup role. I just want an opportunity to play football, and that's what I'm here for. And I think those conversations have to be had. And I do think Colin Kaepernick's doing that now. I think people are still reluctant because in the past it's been him saying one thing and then doing another, him saying he wants an opportunity, but then not showing up when scouts are there for a workout because of some language in a contract or, some language about how things work out. And so it starts to make it about, well, is this about just making a statement and being a martyr and being out there in the public eye, or is it about playing football? Because if you're solely focused on playing football, you will take any workout, you will take any circumstances, take the paycheck and say, I'm going to take this opportunity and run with it, not be here as a distraction. And again, that might go against what he believes in, but that's fine. You can believe that, but don't come in and say it's just about football if it's really not.
All except the one that he rescheduled, I agree with you on, because that language is pretty damning. I mean, it was today's your last day, and if we don't pick you, you don't come back, was basically what that language is saying. I wouldn't have done that workout either. But sitting here today, I'm with you. I think he's grown. I think the other thing that matters is how these conversations is what is he saying he can offer this team. Like if he's not coming in, obviously he can have the competitive mentality, but if he's coming in to try and, mentor whatever he still knows about the game of football and just be a positive light in the locker room, that's one thing. And I do like the point about training camp. Like that's what they did with all these other guys who were getting shots. Let them go through training camp. If you can make the roster through that, that's the best real shot. One, a team will get it looking at Colin Kaepernick, and 2, Colin Kaepernick will get to prove it, because there's nothing that says you have to be on the roster now after training camp. You don't make it through training camp, then it is. We've done our due diligence. Maybe it is time for you to go look at a different league, or maybe another team will see enough to sign him just to have him on the roster. I think if a team, it doesn't even have to be the Raiders. I know there was some probably smoke show out there that was saying that other teams were interested after his workout. If there's another team that maybe sees enough in him out of a training camp situation, maybe even one preseason game to pick him up, so be it. If not, I mean, this was the realest shot that he had. If we can get him through that, I think the conversations will either just fizzle out completely or we'll be here again next season.
Yeah, I would personally take the route of going towards the other leagues if I was Colin Kaepernick, just so okay, I still have this, and I know that there is a spot opening up in the fan controlled football league after that jabroni took a smoke after a touchdown.
That league's a joke. I would not join that league if I was serious about playing in the NFL.
I wouldn't as well.